Hey guys, what's up? Before I play this video, I just want to let you know that I just now recorded what you're about to watch, and the OBS that I use, I had messed up, and basically toward the end here, I play you a protest that was done for Brittany Brown, and in order for me to record that video, I had to adjust OBS to where it only recorded that part. So when I went to do this video, it was still adjusted. So as you can see, it doesn't show everything on the screen, but it shows enough. So, all right, I just wanted to throw that out there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Yeah. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Ghostwriters Paranormal. Bogey here. You know, I was just sitting here and thinking about, it's been a very, very long time since I discussed what really got me on the path of trying to help spirits. And the reason why that I feel like it's almost a calling. It feels like it's what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so let me just explain it this way. Turn this down some. Imagine you're sitting at home and it starts storming, okay? And you tell yourself, okay, I've heard that during storms that it can possibly give spirits energy, you know, because the lightning and everything going on with the storm. So this whole thing right here that you see from here all the way to here, that's 45 minutes. I left it recording for 45 minutes. And out of this whole 45 minutes, there was a quick moment that absolutely blew my mind. It changed my life in a way because it changed how I look at things. It changed how I look at the paranormal, because before that, yeah, I wanted to know if anything was on the other side. And mainly because my grandmother, who passed when I was like 16, and she had told me about when she was young, she seen a man with a top hat holding a baby and a woman, possibly his wife, standing next to him, and said that they was always standing at the foot of her bed just looking at her. And she always said she didn't know who it was, but I'm willing to bet that it was her grandparents or something like that. And I believe she was born in like 1908 or something. It was something crazy, like a long time ago. So whatever spirit she was seeing was, if it was like her grandparents, because it had to be at least 100 years before that, because the clothes they were wearing, the top hats, and so my grandmother told me that when I was like 10 years old, around that age. And my grandma never went on with foolishness. She was very aware. If I do have any abilities, it for sure came from her. But yeah, that's the main reason I started looking into the paranormal. But on this evening, when I let it record, so you'll hear, I'll play you what it mostly sounded like. Now that's just rain hitting the roof, and I do have the denoise running right now and stuff because I'm about to play the EVP. So right over here, and it wasn't too long after right in here is where I was like, it's storming. You guys can come speak with me if you want. That was 2 minutes in when I set it down, went out of the room, and at around 6 minutes in is when you can hear her. Now, let me first say that there was no electrical things on in the house. Like, everything was off because like a month before this, we had lost a TV. We had just paid like $300 for this flat screen TV. And during a thunderstorm, it just messed our TV up. It was screwed. So, for a long time, we would unplug shit. Like unplug the TV and 100% unplug the computer because, I've got a lot of money in the computer. So there was nothing plugged in, nothing turned on. Sarah and I was in the living room. She was laying on one couch. I was laying on the other one and just listening. I love listening to the rain. Okay, so I want you to hear what came through. Thunder. And then the rain, listen how hard it starts raining right after that. I'll even show you what it sounds like with no effects whatsoever on the rain, so you can hear like it just started raining. Listen how long the thunder goes. This was one of those thunderstorms, like constant lightning strikes. That's why this EVP, I mean, honest to God, listen to that. It sounds like a female is literally in the room. Now, I'm going to play it a couple times and then I'll tell you what I hear. Now, what I hear is, "It's Brittany Brown. Brian Martin did it to me. It's Brittany Brown. Brian Martin did it to me." Okay, now listen. If it's not Brian, it's Byron. Byron Brown did it to me. Now, I don't know how many of you actually do your own paranormal research, but it is so rare to hear a first and last name. I mean, it's incredible. She said her first and last name and the first and last name of who supposedly killed her. So after I heard this, I was just blown away because the voice is loud enough to where you can actually tell that that is 100% a voice, right? Like, I even got one up here. Let's see. Brittany Brown, Trent. Okay, that's the video I want to play you without noise removed. Okay, this is what it sounds like. Zero effects on it. So you can still hear it. Okay, so let's see what this is. Another time I edited it. I think the way that I've edited just today over here sounds the best. Like when I first uploaded this video, it didn't sound near as good, but I've learned a few things as far as doing that. So right here, all right, first I'm getting off topic. When I heard that, I said, who is Brittany Brown? Who is Brittany Brown? So I get on Google, I type in Brittany Brown, and it comes up with a bunch of things. I type in Brittany Brown obituary, Brittany Brown death, and then a link to a YouTube video showed up, right? It was a news broadcast about Brittany Brown. That video is on my channel. It's the original video I made on this is called This EVP Could Help Solve a Murder. But anyway, in this video, they're talking about what happened to Brittany Brown. Now, this happened in Detroit, Michigan. But she was found on the corner of some street, I forget the name of it, in Kentucky, the 15,000 block of Kentucky Avenue. Now, those of you that know me, that's instantly going to stand out to you because I'm from Kentucky. So I heard that and I was like, wow, that's odd. So I continue listening, and they say what happened to this poor girl. She was raped. She was tied up, bound with her, I think they said her wrist was tied to her ankles with wire. She was shoved in a duffel bag and then set on fire. Yeah. Now imagine that you're sitting here one day when it's storming, you record that, you hear it, you instantly know when you see that video that that is who came to you. You just feel it. So I put that video up and was talking to my subscribers and viewers. And for a year, I was asking the question, should I or should I not contact the parents? I'd already, as soon as I heard it and found out that that was Brittany Brown, found the news footage, they said, if you know any information, call Crime Stoppers. And at the end, her aunt is talking and she says, Brittany's spirit speaks to me. And the newscaster at the end says, we hope that Brittany's spirit reaches out to someone for help. Right? When do you hear that? You'd never hear that in someone reporting a death or murder. We hope the spirit of the murdered victim comes forward. So I was like, wow, it's just meant to be. I get a hold of Crime Stoppers. I first went on the website and created a case or whatever. And I linked them to the video. I sent them, like I uploaded the original audio and gave them the link to the original audio. Of course, they probably never looked into it. Like, they think someone like me is absolutely crazy. That right here is Brittany Brown. Okay. But we're not at this video yet. I just want to have something on the screen for you to see. So a year goes by. I'm asking my subscribers, should I contact her family? Because when I uploaded the video, when she came to me, it had already been a year, maybe 2, since she was murdered. So we're talking about 3-4 years in. Should I contact them? I mean, the aunt is saying her spirit speaks to me. You know, surely someone in the family can listen to the voice and really push to the police. Is there a Brian Martin? Is there? Did she know of a Brian Martin? A subscriber on my page looked on Google Maps and found a Brian Martin that lived blocks away from where she was found murdered. So I look and I find a video on YouTube again of her funeral. Now, I contemplated long and hard if I should do it, but I did post something, and I did it in a way that was not trashy, you know. It's like, look, I may have a recording of her spirit. I know it sounds crazy, blah, 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 blah. So her aunt messages me, gives me her phone number, and says, call me. Now, her aunt gave her first and last name. That was her username. So I was like, you know, this could be somebody trolling me, you know, whatever. So I'm going to look on Facebook and see, search that name. So I ended up finding her. I go to her page, scrolled down just to see if she was saying anything. And there it was, a link to my video saying, this guy could be the murderer. I'm going to go to the homicide detective tomorrow with this information. I'm scared. Well, if you're scared, why did you give me your number? Thank God I didn't call her, because then she would probably be like, look, he's stalking me, or, you know, I didn't call her. Why would I? She didn't even want to listen to the audio. And then, like 6 months goes by, and another family member reaches out to me. And this family member told me that her own mother, Brittany's own mother, didn't want to listen to the audio. She didn't want to believe it. Didn't want to hear it. The cousin, the one that reached out to me, she didn't listen. Like, at least listen. The voice is like so pronounced. You could tell if it was your cousin or your daughter or niece. I just don't understand. If my child was murdered, I would thank God if someone reached out to me and had audio of them. I would at least put my religious beliefs to the side, just in the hopes to see if my child somehow tried to get a message across. So more time goes by. I have no idea how I found this video. I really don't. It's not even titled with her name. The title on YouTube is Poor Little Detroit Hoe. Okay? Which instantly pissed me off. This woman right here in the passenger seat is trying to prostitute Brittany Brown. Pitiful. Now, I didn't know at the time, but a post on her aunt's page that I commented on recently, once again, it'd been like a year since I spoke to her last, and she's still not in for it. She don't want nothing to do with it. But she was saying that she was bipolar, that she had just gotten out of the hospital, that her mother wanted her to stay in the hospital, but they wouldn't let her or something like that. So she was bipolar. But here is the video of this woman, piece of shit, trying to prostitute Brittany Brown. Now, this is important because you can hear Brittany's voice. Okay? You can hear Brittany's voice. Now, I think there was somewhere, let's see, is this the side to side? Can't remember. I've got it side to side where you can, or I did anyway, where you could hear both. I don't know, but here. First, I'll let you watch this real quick.
I hear you. I'm just saying, like, if I like leave now, I gotta be actually leave.
Alright, that's not the whole thing. That was the side by side. Let me do this. Let me split it here because that's where she starts talking, and I want you to match up. But let's see. Where's the beginning? Okay, here it is.
Make some money? Yes, you do. I see what you out here doing. I'm saying I got somewhere where, I mean, we can set something up where you make some real money. You ain't got to walk the street looking like you looking. But it's about where your head is at. You ain't got to look at her. She ain't got shit to do with what I'm saying to you.
I hear you. I'm just saying, like, if I like leave now, I gotta be actually leaving.
I didn't even ask you to leave.
But it was like if I wanted to go somewhere, I had to be back at a certain time.
Oh, and you don't even have a phone, do you? I figured that. Get on your hustle. On the real shit. Get your shit together. Pussy gonna always sell. But don't be out here looking like that and looking bum radish and radish because you ain't gonna make no money. I'm just trying to let you know I'm getting some hoes together. I ain't call it what you want, but I got a rest haven. I'm trying to make us some money. Out of town, all that. But you ain't even got a phone where I can call you.
I got phones and shit, but I ain't got no phone.
I'm not about to play tag. I don't play tag. I don't play tag. Phone tag.
Phone tag. I love phone tag.
I don't.
I know a lot of, I don't know no old ass niggas.
Poor Brittany. She's like, phone tag. I love phone tag. I mean, you could tell she wasn't all the way there, you know? And this, I mean, this is the lowest of lowest human beings right here. Oh my God.
Because you look like you just got through fucking, even if you have, you don't have to look like it. But
I look like I just got through fucking.
How much money you got in your pocket?
Shit, I really ain't got shit.
I know. Better get at a real one. Bitch. Bitch.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm sorry, guys, but oh man, I watched that and I get so pissed off. Now, let's see. Okay, can you hear it? Let's see.
I hear you.
So that's that. Now,
if I like leave now, I gotta be actually leaving.
I didn't even.
I'm just saying, like, if I like leave now, I gotta be actually leaving. I hear you. I'm just saying, like, if I like leave now, I gotta be actually leaving.
I didn't even ask.
I hear you. I'm just saying, like, if I like leave now, I gotta be actually leaving. I'm just saying, like, if I like leave now, I gotta be actually leaving.
I didn't even ask you to leave.
But
is it just me? Am I too close to this? Now, imagine and take in consideration that this audio here is an EVP. It's her voice coming from the other side, which normally the voices don't really have as strong of a vocal tone as she did. So to me, that sounds so much alike. So once I found this and I matched up these voices once again, I said, you know what? F it. I called Crime Stoppers. I talked to a lady on the phone for 30 minutes and she was questioning me like, well, did you know her? No, I didn't know her. I told them everything. I didn't know her until I heard the name and looked her up. Well, did you ever meet her? No. Just look into the Brian Martin, okay? If there's no Brian Martin, then fine. Oh, man, it just angers me because it's been years now that this poor girl came to me asking me for help. I've contacted the police twice. I've contacted her aunt, who then thought that I was the murderer and went to her homicide detective, which I'm sure looked in my life and seen that I was into the paranormal, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I've got nothing to hide. I've never been to Detroit. I've barely been out of Kentucky. I've been to Tennessee and Ohio. That's it. I feel like I've let her down. And there are moments when I lose it when I think about it. I really do. Because she still comes through to me. I don't know how many, if you watch my videos, you'll see it's Brittany, or hi, it's Brittany. It's Brittany. This is Brittany. She's still there. So, let me see. There's another thing I was wanting to show you. Imports. Brittany Brown. Okay. Let's just all of this. Okay. Here is me. Let's see. Reply. Her post edited. I edit her name out. I don't know why I should, but I do. This is her aunt. This is like 2 weeks ago, right? Let's see. Why does it look like it's... All right, just bear with me. All right. This is the time when my Brittany came up missing. Her killer is still out there, and I pray they find whoever did this to her. Brittany was bipolar, just had gotten out of the hospital, shaking my head. Mental health is real. You can't control a person when you don't know what to do. Brittany should have been placed in a strict mental health facility. Her mother only did what she knew best to do. That's what hurts the most. I still appreciate everything our Detroit community did for our family in our time of sorrow. I couldn't let her mother see her baby's face all burned up at the morgue. I had to step up to the plate. Rest in peace, Britt. Alright. So, here's where I comment. You can pause the video and read that if you want. So I say all of that. And again, remember, this is me contacting the police twice, contacting her and another family member who wanted nothing to do with it, just didn't give a shit. Don't play with me. This is a serious matter, and I don't play when it comes to my niece. Well, I guess I messed up. You now see her name. Okay, message received. Won't try anymore. Please don't. Please don't. But here's what I found yesterday. Now, this is going to be a couple of minutes long. But I feel that Brittany deserves to have this scene. This was a protest in Brittany's honor. I think it was a month after she was murdered. I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to end the video. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I don't know. I'm just feel a little upset right now, so I'm just going to play this, and thank you for watching. Love you guys.
Choice in the matter.
Malik Shabazz speaking, the Marcus Garvey movement, doing a prayer vigil for Brittany Brown.
We have a president.
She was burned, tortured, murdered last week on Puritan, Kentucky.
And then he went to war on a lie.
You should go get one of those posters and hold it and stand next to your family. Unless you want to stand near me.
Thousands of American boys, black, white, brown, and women, died. And it bankrupted the nation. Yet, President Bush, when he died, shouldn't die in the manner that Brittany died. Amen? Amen. We must stop the killing. Give God a hand clap. We must stop the killing. We must stop the killing. We must stop the killing. There is nobody coming on a cloud or a magic room. Shazam! Gonna come and save us. We believe in the Lord. We believe in God. Amen? But we are the saviors we've been looking for. We're the saviors we've been waiting on. The one who's going to turn this madness around is right here in this circle today. Let's give God a hand clap.
Thank you.
Poor Brittany's family is devastated, and rightfully so. They should be devastated, and we should be devastated. They should be outraged, and we should be outraged. Amen?
This man's name is Marcus Garvey.
Criminals are organized. Perverts
Love it.
are organized. These maniacs out here who are raping women, robbing women, killing women, jumping on old folks, kidnapping children, they're organized. We are the majority. We outnumber the
Man's telling it
criminals
like it
10
is.
to 1. So the only way that the criminals, whether the criminals are white and sick on Wall Street, or if the criminals are in Detroit and their pants are on their cash and their hat is turned sideways, they do not outnumber us, and they cannot continue to do this, but that we allow them by our failure to unite, our failure to love one another, and our failure to come together. But we're changing that right here and right now. We came here today. We came here today, family.
That's right.
To draw a line in the sand and to say no more. No more. Now, if you sign that sign-in sheet today, we will be calling you about activities, about marches, about rallies, about prayer vigils, about searches for missing children and missing women and people. Because we're going to get them, amen? We will contact you about various murders, and we get together and we hit the neighborhood and we get the literature out. And speaking of the literature,
Rest in peace, Brittany. I'm going to continue to try to help do anything that I can.